welcome to day 6 of Emma's £60 challenge for Red Tractor. So today we are doing chicken noodle soup with sweet corn, and for dinner we have Saturday night is chicken night. This is the stock that we made from earlier in the week, and then obviously we've got the chicken from the thighs and the bones from the stock, noodles, coriander, soya sauce, frozen sweet corn, egg, and corn flour to thicken the stock. So what we did is we made the stock, put it in the fridge, and we've allowed all the fat to set. So what we do is we take the fat off, we put it into the pan, bring it to the boil, thicken it slightly with corn flour, and then we'll add the remainder of the ingredients. We've taken the fat off the top, the stock's in the pan coming up to the boil. Once it starts to simmer, we'll add a little bit of the corn flour that we've diluted in a little bit of water. And all we want to do is just very lightly thicken it. We've peeled our ginger, and all we're going to do is cut it thin slices. You want it thin so it's not overpowering. Just take a bigger knife and run your knife through it. So what you're looking for is thin pieces. We'll add that to the sweet corn, and then once it's thick enough, then we'll add everything to the pan, followed by the egg at the end, and then all we do is serve it in a bowl, and then it goes in the middle of the table, and everybody helps themselves. So the stock's coming up to the boil. You add a little bit, and then wait for it to come back to the simmer, and then see the consistency like that. If you need to add more, then you can always add more. At this stage, we'll add a little bit of salt, a little bit of cracked black pepper. Finely chopped our chilli as well, so that can go in. Then all we do, this can be very rough, the coriander. You can even tear it in if you want to. That goes in at the very end. So I think we can add a little bit more. The stock is to the right consistency, just so it holds on the back of the spoon. Then we're gonna add the ginger, the chilli and the sweet corn, followed by the chicken. This is all about using all the chicken. Then we'll add the noodles. Well, you can add as much or as little as you like. Taste for seasoning. In fact, we're going to add a little bit of soya sauce now. The egg goes in, followed by the coriander. Keep it moving at this stage because of the egg. You can see how the egg starts to come together. Now the egg's starting to cook. So we've taken it off the heat, and now all we do is serve it. Lovely lunch on day 6. Chicken noodle soup with sweet corn. So this is chicken dinner night. So we have the chicken thighs and drumsticks. We've marinated them in spices, turmeric, garlic, salt, paprika, onion salt, and left that overnight. Then we have flour with corn flour. And again, we put some of the spices into this. Now we have Special K. Now you can use cornflakes, bran flakes, you can use that. You know, whatever you have in your store cupboard is fine. We have 1 egg that we're gonna beat and then add it to the chicken before we add it to the flour. Sweet potatoes that we're gonna peel, dice and cook in boiling salty water. And then we have our oil on, so we need that about 180, 190. So we're gonna start with the sweet potato. So we've peeled the sweet potato in half and then into equal sized pieces. You're never going to get them equal, and then they go into the pan. So you continue to do that until they're all done. So then all we do is just cover with water, salt, and then on the stove. So we've beaten the egg, the chicken, the flour with the corn flour. Then we're just going to add onion salt. We add a little bit of salt, but we don't need to add so much because it's onion salt and garlic salt. Now you don't need to use these. You can use whatever you have in the cupboard. A little bit of turmeric, and then the most important ingredient. So all you do is you crush these, and this is something where the kids can really get involved. Egg in, give it a good mix, and straight into the flour. Now we have preheated the oven to 180, just in case we need to add the chicken thighs to the oven. So then all we do is give it a good coat, and then onto a clean plate. Now the chickens we use size-wise are about 1.2. Now you need about a 1.2 to 1.3 kilo chicken so that you get so the cooking is the same. And hopefully then you can cook it all in the oil. But that's roughly the size that you're after when you go shopping. So the oil's at 180, 190. We've got a probe, so we probed it. If you have a fryer, then you can do it like that. So the drumsticks go in first. Again, always away from you. And what you want to do is, if you've got a pan on the stove, is you do it in a very deep pan. For that reason, so that it doesn't, if it's in a smaller pan, it's not going to boil over. As you can see here, the potatoes are cooking nicely. So the chicken's cooking away nicely, as you can see, the drumsticks and the thighs. So we just leave that to do its thing. The potato's now cooked, so all we're going to do is drain it and then we will mash it with that. So the potato's drained, you're going to add a little bit of salt and then you want it quite chunky. And then the chicken should be almost ready. So the chicken's cooked nicely, so all we do is we drain it and then what we're going to do is we season it with a little bit of garlic salt or onion salt, or if you just want to do normal salt or no salt. So the way that you check to make sure it's cooked is you go down the side there, and if the juices are clear, it's all good. And the same for the drumstick, run your knife down the thickest part and pull it away. And then this is perfect to go into the middle of the table or even watching the TV and everybody just digs in. So there you have chicken night with sweet potato.